lost and things like that. But she expressed more of that than I did. But my reason for it was I was grieving. I know it might sound silly, but I felt dead. I felt like I had lost somebody because I kind of put aside the part of myself that I really value. I put it away, and I felt like I lost it. And it made me want to figure out what you do about that. And we kind of tried to ask that question with the movie, and making the movie ended up being the answer. And you know, I had been advised by people I admire very much to do with your time the things that are important to you. But how she got in touch with it, I don't know. I didn't give it to her, I don't want to know, you know. She's the best, yeah.
You're very blessed.
Up there.
Hey, Jim.
Yeah. Sean. Hey.
Hey, you know my history, and I'm just so proud of you. Military. You did it, man.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. But along those lines, thank you. Along those lines, and for people who have, you know, family in the military and who've been through things like that, we're gonna take this movie, and some people came out from Texas that are starting this nonprofit with me, where we're gonna take in people that are dealing with post-traumatic stress and employ them to mentor inner city troubled youth. And what it does is it gives these men and women a sense of purpose and mission, and what it gives the people in the cities is somebody that really understands. I can't say to somebody in South Central some things because he can look right at me and say, you have no idea what it's like. But somebody who's maybe been off the war does, you know. And we're gonna take this movie around and we're gonna show it where we can show it to try to help that group out. And you know, sometimes, you know, yes.
The anecdote, I think, told by your father.
My uncle Kevin.
Was he really in the Marines?
He really went to Officer Candidate School at Quantico, Virginia. He did not become a Marine. He became a rodeo guy, and oil guy, cowboy. He's a real cowboy, all the way.
Good storyteller.
Great storyteller. You know, there's a lot of just stories being told in this movie. Just people stop and tell a story. And I think part of that's just being in Texas. Like, it's part of the, no, it's really part of the culture. You stop and everybody gathers up and you tell a story about going to the grocery store, and it's an event. And I think that kind of is in me somewhere as a storyteller, that there's interesting things about little things all throughout life.
Was it a real line, by the way?
Sierra.
Yes. But he does very few takes, so it wasn't.
How many takes, Scotty?
If you get it.
Except for my sister, who got 19. Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
There's an early interior shot. What kind of decisions did you make about the lighting?
All right. I don't know lighting. This is gonna sound so dumb to people who do know lighting, and I don't mean it to sound silly, but like, I look at a room, and if there's a light in a room, and the light gets on Sierra, then that's what she would look like in that room. And so I shoot her. I mean, look, there's so much to learn, and there's so much, I'm not saying that's the answer at the end of it, but for this movie, like, that's what I know about lighting. So there were no lighting setups, none. Or just go in, yeah, all right, yeah, good shoot. Yeah. Great?
Jim.
Sir?
That was beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
I do have one question for you. Out of all the books that are
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about why you chose that book?
Yeah, C.S. Lewis is, I feel like maybe the most articulate, warm, artistic Christian writer that I can think of. And I'm a Christian, and so I've read a lot of his books, and I think close to all of his books. And in that book, that opening little sentence is terrifying. He said, "Nobody ever told me that grief felt so very much like fear." I said, "Boy, you got it. Like that's it." And he's just he's helpful. He's not just a philosopher, and he's not just a religious person. He's an incredibly helpful guy. And you know, and my relationship with God is fueled and inspired at times by his writing. And that book too is just, it was just so perfect. So perfect. Yeah. Hope he doesn't sue us from the great beyond. Olivia.
Yeah, this is a question for Sierra. There were small incidents during the shot while we were writing your life game. I haven't heard this before, so I was surprised by it. I was wondering if you could just elaborate on that for what that meant to you in this story.
That was from A Grief Observed. And we chose that. We were driving to San Francisco to shoot some stuff. And so I was reading from the book, because it's a long drive. And I came to that section and I started reading it, and I just had this, you know, feeling wash over me that like this has got to be in the movie. It's just so beautiful, and it so encapsulates everything that we're trying to say. And I looked at Jim, and he's like tearing up, and we just looked at each other, and I don't know, just knew that that had to be it. So I guess I can't explain very well in words why that's there, in my opinion, other than I think the movie is about, you know, sometimes we're so swallowed by our own inner hurt, and we're so lost, and we feel so alone and dead, and life is just, it's hell. And we think that that's it. So much so that some of us kill ourselves. And it's not it. And sometimes it just takes a friend or anything to just wake us up to that life, because life is beautiful no matter what you're going through, and that there's always hope. And to me, that's what that meant, and that's what this movie means.
Take a question or two before we have to end it.
I don't have a question. I just wanted to say the respect and the admiration you two have for each other is so beautiful. It's amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, just a quick comment, Jim. You did something in the movie that I haven't seen, or I haven't experienced too much in other movies. And the only two I think of right off are Blade Runner and To Kill a Mockingbird. You actually made the environment there in Texas a character.
Wow. Hey, so I don't have any good ideas about style or anything, but I have like 5 pages in my journal when we were there saying it should be different. It should be something for her to deal with. It should be, the reason we set it in San Francisco instead of LA is I wanted it to be as different from Texas as possible. And San Francisco is. It's a little, it's you know, it's a little more different. It's a real city. And what I mean by that, it's not disjointed and expansive the way Los Angeles is. And Texas is expansive. It's, you know, big like that. But I wrote all these things about the wilderness, like closing in on her and her not knowing what to do about it until she kind of breaks. But if that translated a bit, that's pretty cool right here. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Jim, it's evident you love your wife, which is a beautiful thing. Would you explain to us how you feel about working on a film with people you love compared to just random actors coming together for a film?
Yeah, I will. If I could do it my way, that would be it. And what I learned is you can. Now, you can come to love a lot of people, and like, for example, on the television show that I work on, we've all come to love each other. And it's an environment that's conducive to that because it began with a creative person fostering that, and the writers are lovely, and the people are lovely. But yeah, I mean, if you get to choose, and there are people who say, it's not fair, he just chooses friends. I got strong language for those people, right? Why am I not going to use my friends when they're that good? Why am I not going to want to spend my time and my passion with the people that I love? Why? When I go, and the other thing is, I think if the people you love can also do what needs to be done and you can have a nice time, I think the real question is why do it any other way? Thank you.
We have to wrap this up, but I want to thank Jim and Sierra and all the rest of the folks from Post. Alex is up there, the editor.
Yeah,
well, thank you very much for bringing the film. Let us know. Thank you very much.
Thank you.